All right, I like it here. Coming into game number 2, have to see the plans for both of these teams because right now, both sides are just running down towards this bottom lane. Jankos went up to maybe guard the red buff, but there are some pick tools. You have a binding from Mickey. You can potentially level up the taunt if you are Wonder. Let's see what happens.
So. Something that Rakan players often do is they'll sneak in behind here and then they'll go over the wall. So what G2 is doing is grouping up in this brush to hopefully punish Hylissang, who may be looking for a bit of an invade. He's not going to take the gamble, but neither support actually has vision of each other right now.
Such a good vision toggle. Thank you to observers. I don't think they saw each other at all.
I don't think they did. But it looks like neither is going to go for it. So G2 was prepared to answer the early game playmaking from Hylissang. This is also something that G2 themselves often did in the final last split against Origin.
And also, if anybody checked out Euphoria earlier this week with Grabs and Youngbuck, Grabs actually specifically said, we will be ready for Fnatic's level 1s. Fnatic always have early game plans. We'll make sure we know them. So seeing G2 ready to react to a potential Rakan play feels really good, and it makes me quite excited to see how the rest of the level 1s play out. But for the time being, it sets some expectation for where these junglers are going to be going, as we didn't get a whole lot of time to break it down in game 1.
Right, and in particular, I want to be looking at Brox's early game pathing right here as Hilly takes a good trade, because you notice he's starting on his Raptor camp right now. He's going to go Raptors, red into Krug, and because he's playing a Predator jungler, this opens him up for a gank around the top lane. If he resets after those Krugs, he's going to be level 3, he has money for boots, and he can set up for a play around the top lane, around the Shen, especially because he knows Sejuani, starting on the red side, is going to be going down. It gives him the potential for a 2v1 situation on the top side of the map.
And is there a specific either level or timing window that you would anticipate so we can keep track?
I mean, we're looking around, 3 minutes to 4 minutes for Broxa, right? Assuming he goes for a reset, with this pathing you almost always do on the Gragas, you pick up those boots, he can either immediately look for a gank if the top lane is shoving in, which right now it is for Wonder, and if Whippo can keep that lane position sort of frozen on his side of the map, it sets up for that beautifully. Or you can just kill him 1v1.
Eyes open for the time being. Whippo and Wonder. Whippo's going to step forward. Flash away from Wonder. Flash available for Whippo. Does he chase? Waiting for cooldowns, and he does it! First blood, Whippo. Okay, Ender, first of all, thank you so much. The breakdown and expected gank pathing was a beautiful story to tell. Whippo didn't care, and he just wanted to get the kill anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Wonder stepping up, taking those trades. You do not want to do that against a Renekton. On top of that, it's Conqueror as well. So this guy's staying in lane. Look at this. Wonder's going to be pushing the lane back into him. He has the extra minions on his side. And notice Brox's pathing. He's coming through this lane. He's forgetting about his blue buff. He's going up top side because now there's not even a flash on this Shen. You get the TP back from Whippo, and you can set up for that play.
So, I guess that's the top difference that Whippo was talking about, able to find the 1v1 against him. So we'll have a look back at what exactly happens. Now, Wonder does get the level advantage initially, so he goes for the taunt trade, he has the shield in. Unfortunately for him, Whippo has 50% Fury, which means that he gets a lot of extra damage from his W, and then he's just holding. He's rebuilding the Fury, and now he's just waiting for the shield to drop to then flash in and Q. Beautifully played by Whippo, and honestly, a big mistake from Wonder in the top lane.
It was. Flash forward into gold card, traded from Caps, flash body slam, barrel roll! Not going to be enough to kill Caps this time round. And just quick note, Wonder, he died isolated twice in the previous game, has already died isolated in the solo game.
I love that we're seeing so much aggression from Fnatic in the early game. I feel like in the second half of the split, they kind of had this one defined style where it was very much they had to play through bot lane. But now it feels like we're seeing first half of the split Broxa, where he's constantly ganking over and over and over again. And while he didn't find that gank top because he didn't need it, he finds a gank mid, and he's able to burn the flash from Caps.
All right, very good slice, and Dice gets caught by the stun though, underneath the tower. Whippo manages to get the rage bar. He's got a lot of heal if he's able to get the Q off, and Jankos and Wonder back away.
Whippo just no fear right now in the top lane, letting the lane come into him. And I want to actually keep tracking Brox's pathing here because he forgot about all his camps on the top side of the map in order to pick up his Raptors off of respawn. Now that he knows Jankos in the top side, he wants to attack him.
All right, he does indeed. Jankos jumps into Broxa. Broxa's going to use that blast cone to safety. If you look at the minimap, Caps has already moved. I guess you can just look at the screen because he was on it. And he's going to be helping Jankos out. Now I'm looking at Fnatic members. No Destiny for Nemesis, but he's got the TP up. While we're doing that, Perkz and Mickey. By the way, we've not watched bot lane a lot. Even on CS thus far, Perkz has already been able to recall and TP back. A lot of trading because HP bars are very, very low.
So here's the awkward thing about Brox's pathing is that he actually loses the 1v1 fight against Jankos and doesn't have mid lane priority. He does a lot of burst damage though. So in 2v2s, Gragas can be very, very strong. But just in terms of actual dueling 1 versus 1, you can see Jankos can bully him outside of the jungle. Jankos wanted to come up here and deny Bwipo CS alongside this tower, but Broxa calls himself up towards this top lane to defend against the potential dive.
Yeah, exactly that. I feel like G2 is actually looking for the dive there, but Broxa, by being around the top side of the map, will mitigate that. The wave is now pushing back towards Caps in this mid lane, so they're going to look for a play on a Nemesis.
They are indeed. It's only level 4 for Jankos though. Nemesis is going to get caught out and a lot of damage. Just an easy duo 2-on-1 kill for G2.
And this goes back a couple of minutes, right, when Broxa set up that gank in the mid lane, because Nemesis and Broxa both burnt their flash. Caps lost his too, but it sets up for this very easy play on towards Nemesis. This is going to get even worse in the next few minutes too, because now that Caps has level 6, very mobile on this champion. Jankos is going to take over in a couple minutes as well, and there's no cleanse on this TF either, so this could be a really unfortunate situation for Fnatic if G2 continue to attack Nemi in the mid lane.
And I feel like that it's the best strategy of dealing with a Twisted Fate as well, and it gives G2 more options to leverage their global, which is now up and available. So what I'd like to see G2 do now is actually get level 6 on the Jankos and attack mid once again. Put Nemesis behind so that you can then look for another play elsewhere by utilizing the Shen ultimate so that Nemesis can't react.
And on the other hand, too, it makes me highly question Brox's early game pathing because there was a flashless Shen in the top lane who was pushing his lane into a Renekton. There was a very easy gank there for him to set up. Instead, he really overforced in that mid lane. Yes, he got the flash, but it was a down trade for Fnatic when I think he could have just actually snowballed top lane super hard.
Well, we'll see if they can recover from it, right? Because at the end of the day, it's 1 kill to 1. It's about pressing that advantage further, right? And if you look at it, flashes are almost available for Bwipo, as well as Wonder. The lane is pushing into Bwipo right now. And let's look further forward. Broxa almost got access to his ulti. Jankos does the same. Venice, you definitely said you want to see Jankos coming mid again, so let's see where Broxa decides to respond.
Yeah, another big reason to come into the mid lane is with no TPs on the top laners, Wonder has Stand United, so they want to fight around the global source that is Nemesis.
Look at the minimap right now. I want to draw your attention to the bot lane. Not for that reason, though. I was going to draw attention to the fact that Jankos is on his way, but Rekkles and Hill are saying just find a 2v2 kill, and here's Caps in mid.
You indeed. Caps in a 1v2 is actually looking for a Nemesis with a Destiny, trying to get vision. Not enough damage, but now Brox is all of a sudden in trouble. Gate hasn't been used. Hilly is available. Flash and Ignite. Caps has got 700 HP to work with, but with the help of Jankos, maybe this can work. Brox now needs Hilly to jump to him. Jankos ulti not going to get fired just yet. And I didn't see the setup for Rekkles and Hilly, but they managed to get the kill in the 2v2.
Yeah, what we did see in that mid lane, though, was just the poise from Caps to go into that 1 versus 2, just barely miss out onto the kill on Nemesis. And he's once again in a wonderful position, up almost 30 CS up over this Twist Fate. Even melee versus range, Akali does so well into these immobile marksman mids.
So, Mickey ate a lot of perk in the... Wow. All right. Props to Rekkles. That was great.
And you can't hold observers accountable, or even Vedius accountable for bringing the minimap up at that time, because that was just literally a blind true shot.
Well, because what I was expecting was Jankos to actually come bot and either set up a counter gank or go for a dive. But now that dive that we wanted to see with the Shen ultimate, it's coming bot.
Yeah, no Destiny on Nemesis either. Here we go.
All right, that's going to be a very good knockup, buying some time into Jankos. Jankos holds onto the ulti for now. Will tag one. Rekkles is already down. And the rest of G2, they juggle the tower aggro. They're not going for Hilly.
That is the perfect setup there, though, from the side of G2. TP just barely not off cooldown there for Bwipo. Nemesis unable to join into the fight. And yes, Bwipo continues to get further ahead in that 1 versus 1 matchup. But for Wonder, this is exactly what he wants. Get the rest of his team ahead. Put Perkz in the position where he can step up and carry.
Notice that Wonder's now going to use his TP to get back to top lane. Plates were traded across both sides. Now Mickey in some danger, but will be able to walk out of that one. And the important thing, we have to backtrack. All comes back to when Broxa made that gank in the mid lane. The reason why that's important is because of the flashes that were burnt from both Broxa and Nemesis, because with those unavailable, it then allowed Caps to get that kill alongside Jankos onto Nemesis. And with Nemesis being unable to generate any pressure in the mid lane, it meant that he could not get the same rotations that he got in game 1, where he was constantly ulting and looking for...
And what that means is that 35 or 30-odd CS difference that Caps has accrued is now a significant lead. Last time at the same point in the game, Nemesis was 2-0-1, which is what you're alluding to, Vedius. While we were talking about the impact of that mid lane, Mickey was forced to flash in the bot lane. You can see the quickness and the true shot barrage was used between Rekkles and Hylissang. Had Mickey been caught in place, maybe it would have been enough damage. We've seen it already. And for now, it's just going to be another juicy target to shoot at.
Now, it's important to recognize that even though G2 set up that bot lane play, the gold is still very even. Large part because Rekkles found that solo kill onto Mickey, and Bwipo found that solo kill onto Wonder. So, some big carries from Fnatic have been stepping up in this game, and they're keeping the game even though Nemesis is behind. That's why even in this early game, things aren't down and out and completely dire for the side of Fnatic.
Not just yet. And a little bit of pressure there in the mid lane as Caps and Nemesis are trading very, very aggressively. Jankos' ultimate will be up in just a moment's time. So Nemesis, he's got the flash. There's a possibility, and Brox is going bots.
Yeah, so Broxer really wants to make this happen. No TP or ult up for Wonder in the top lane. Bwipo can respond, as can Nemesis. But right now, the unfortunate reality for Fnatic is that with the pressure Jankos is generating around this middle lane, it was really hard for Nemesis to actually leave. And the bot lane from G2 is giving the respect over, even as, you know, Hylissang jumps on towards Mickey all the way inside his jungle and underneath the tower. They're sticking underneath their own because they know if they are here, they are really safe with the Black Shield as well as the Featherstorm from Perks to stay alive.
Oh man, look at this. Bwipo's farming between tower 2 and 3 in lane. Slice and dice and flash is available to him. Jankos is trying to cut him off. Bwipo now puts a ward down. Flash is over. He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to be in big trouble now as 3 members of G2 come on in. The rest of Fnatic is trying to respond, but can Nemesis actually keep him alive?
It looks like it's Dominus plus Koldemeek buying a lot of time. Flash from Caps. Now Caps is the one that's in trouble. Gold God should be just about enough. Nemesis flashes forward for it. Doesn't get. Finally with one more auto. Now Wonder's coming in. No taunt available. Destiny and Gate will complete. Bwipo sets up a 1-for-1 trade and a dragon.
It was actually just such a sick play there from Fnatic. Bwipo so deep inside enemy territory, but knowing with the flash up with the ultimate, he can buy so much time. Now we go!
He can indeed. That's a fantastic dot binding. Hylissang's engaged, completely interrupted. It's Perks that gets the kill onto Hylissang. Now it is traded back as Nemesis will find one with the cards. Very good barrel from Broxer. Is going to dissuade at least another kill. Only one goes down. It's Nemesis in the bot lane.
And as to be expected from G2 versus Fnatic, the skirmishing continues between the two teams. What started off was a great play from the side of Fnatic ends up going G2 favored as Fnatic are the team that tried to engage on the bot lane, and we get to see why Morgana is considered a good pick into the Rakan in the same way that Lux used to be. Rakan travels in lines, allowing this Morgana binding to easily land onto Hylissang. You can see here, he tries to flash in, doesn't connect. The Black Shield even comes out onto Perks, and while Mickey does lose his life, he's just buying time. Wonder comes in, there's more fighting top.
There is indeed. Mickey's going to be helping out Caps as Bwipo is the target. Keep your eyes on the minimap. There's a teleport in the bot lane. Now Rekkles is looking for Perks. He's going to chase with the help of Hilly. This should be an easy kill. It's a 1-for-1 on both sides of the map.
Oh, I love this, Trevor. Neither team is willing to give an inch. When G2 attack top, Fnatic attack down there in the bottom lane, playing around their ability to just teleport around the minimap. It's actually just insane here that neither team, they see all of these openings, and now it's about, can you actually limit the bleeding on one side? When you're playing weak side, you have to be able to give the respect over and not be overcommitting there as Perks with no mana, with no ultimate, not be diving underneath the tower here if you are Bwipo on the top lane.
Well, we're approaching 15 minutes, and after all that action, and it's only 1,000 gold for Fnatic. They're working on their second tower of the game, and big items are already coming in. Black Cleaver, Trinity Force, as well as the Iceborne Gauntlet on the side of Fnatic, Essence Reaver, Gunblade, and the makings of Sunfire on the way for Wonder. Got them Balmy Cinder in his back pocket. Man, I haven't seen Shen in such a long time in EU, and definitely not in Wonder's hands. Definitely keep associating him with the carries, the game-impacting type of champions, but he's using that Stand United very effectively.
Now, if our observers could be so kind as to swap over to the gold, we can see where a lot of the advantages are coming for Fnatic. And one of the big ones is the top lane in Bwipo. You can also see in the bot lane, the AD carry is accruing a significant advantage. And even though Caps has this huge CS lead, you can see that Nemesis is actually ahead in gold. He's been picking up plates, he's been taking advantage of the Kleptomancy, and he's still in a great position. So even though it looked like that G2 had a pretty solid grasp on punishing some of the early game decisions that Fnatic made, Fnatic's individual carries have been stepping up in the form of Whip or Rekkles, while Nemesis is still staying relevant.
So, Vedius, let's look forward a little bit. Fnatic, they've got themselves, some sort of control on the map. They've got themselves a gold lead, but they have to be careful of the Shen, especially in the mid to late stages of the games. So where do we want to see these teams playing?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is that G2 will play for the mid lane tower. Once they've
Good prediction, Vedius.
Once they've got the mid and bot lane tower, they can then start playing towards the next Drake that's going to be spawning in about 1 minute and 45 seconds. By taking this mid tower down, it gives you a lot more access into the enemy jungle, and you can already see on the minimap, notice how the two members of the support and jungle are just moving in and just getting some vision down. And this just then allows you to then set up for the Drake and get that deeper vision to set up for a better fight. Bwipo has now been brought down because he can maintain pressure top, and Fnatic is saying, well, we're actually in a comfortable position where we're willing to challenge you for the upcoming Drake spawn.
It's really pivotal in this fight. Caps has now hit level 11, so super strong on this Akali with the Gunblade as well. At the same time, Bwipo ticked over to 11 as well. These are the two primary forces when it comes to burst damage in these fights, as well as just the frontliners that are going to be nuisances inside the enemy backline as both teams set up to potentially fight around this Drake. We have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, we do. That's a lot of damage on Broxah. Ultimates traded back and forth, and Caps will just run him down in what was a 3v1 effectively.
And that was ultimately just a mistake from Fnatic. It is very difficult for them to maintain control over the river for two reasons. Number one, Bwipo doesn't have teleport, and Wonder has ulti plus TP up. So even if you decide to fight them in that situation, you're going to be at a numbers disadvantage, and you have to get through a Shen ultimate. But the second thing is that they were just sitting in that brush, watching this Jankos walk at them with a team behind him. This was just a huge oversight from Broxah, and it ends up getting punished by G2.
And we're going to see a lot of this in the coming minutes, mid-late game for these teams, because Fnatic have really strong soul laners. Right now, Akali is going to beat Twisted Fate in the side lane, but once TF hits around 3 items, I think he's actually super potent in any 1v1 because of that on-hit damage. Renekton always going to smash either the Shen or the Akali in a side lane, so ideally Fnatic want to play the pressure game. They want to play 3 lanes and have all that pressure on the side of G2, but G2 have very good engage options. So if Fnatic split out and do that full court press against G2, they have to be super careful of the Sejuani and the Morgana just jumping on top.
Now, I am surprised that G2 just conceded this Drake, because I felt like that they were in a better position to set up for the fight. But Fnatic took advantage of the fact that G2 delayed their reset and were able to gain access into the bot river and set up all this vision in order to take it without any contention. So G2 now set their eyes on the top side of the map, while Fnatic are now the team to look to reset, Bwipo respecting the potential dive.
He's backed away for now. Slice and Dice and Flash is available to him. He's actually going to use Dominus to clear the way, but look at the minimap. Rekkles is making his way up through the jungle. True Shot Mirage. Not going to actually find anybody. Destiny will be helped out. Flash Shield comes out. That's a flash from Mickey. The barrel pins 2 against the wall. Fantastic movement from Fnatic. Now Jankos is in trouble. The ultimate will come up available in just a moment if Fnatic decide to chase.
It's a really great setup there from Fnatic, but ultimately they can't get anything else off of it. Because the top lane tower is already down and G2 are closer in proximity to mid, it's actually G2 that get to force Fnatic away from the tower. G2 get to fully push down this wave, and while they can't contest the tower, they have control inside Fnatic's jungle.
Oh man, Caps is hunting on Brox. He's already flashed. His ultimate was used. And Caps is on a killing streak. That was a fantastic chase down. But Bwipo's here too on Sir. Needs to find the stun. Can't do it just yet. All of a sudden there's damage. Slices over the wall. Jankos is helping out Caps. The ultimate's available. Wonder will go down to Rekkles in just a moment. And G2 chasing just a little.
Finally gets him.
He got him.
So Wonder ends up giving his life to allow Caps to escape. What I thought was quite interesting was how Wonder utilized his Spirit's Refuge in order to block the burst damage coming out from Renekton. So good guy top laner there to keep his mid laner alive. But what's important here is that, oh, we don't have time because
there's a teleport behind from Caps. He's coming in on this flank right here. They're trying to get Bwipo, who doesn't have ult, for a few more seconds.
Now, unlike game 1, G2 are in an even gold state and an even itemization state. So this crazy chaotic style is working out. G2 have not found a kill in this engage just yet, but a long-range dash from Caps will allow him to secure the kill on Bwipo. Sidesteps away from the cards, dodges the True Shot Barrage, and Perks brings the feathers back to pick up another kill. Now Hilly's a target.
Here comes the rest of Fnatic, though. Rekkles and Broxa, they're waiting on key cooldowns. The barrel, the cask, about to return for Broxa. They want to punch out Jankos.
Jankos is in so much trouble, gets taken out by that barrel roll. Hilly, on the other hand, is picked out from the jungle. Perks is now looking to help out Wonder, who once again is in trouble. Rekkles gets the kill immediately. 9-11 and still an even game.
And this game is descending into a bit of chaos right now, as it all starts with G2 trying to punish, Bwipo overextending. A teleport comes in from Nemesis saying, if we make this a 2v2, maybe I can get you out of this situation. But of course, the Xayah has the teleport as well. So G2 turn this into a 3 versus 2, and notice that the Shen is still dead. Can't join the fight just yet, but Fnatic actually come very close to finding that kill onto Caps. Then they overcommit underneath the tower themselves in order to get that kill onto Nemesis, while the True Shot Barrage misses onto Caps. So now you end up in what was a 2-for-0 in favor of G2. Now it's G2 who overextended, and Fnatic can get the collapse because the rest of G2 cannot look to assist them.
It's so fun to watch G2 play when a game is even and teams are trading blow for blow, but in contrast to the first game, where G2 were behind and they tried to chase the victory, you know?
Baron started.
Now, while that's going
of course
on...
it is.
There's no TP on Caps right now. It's a 5 vs 4 around the Baron. Fnatic want G2 to run into them and to give them a 5v4 team fight.
No ways they get this. There's a Mountain Drake available to them. Mickey's nowhere near. The Baron is the focus, but there goes the quickness into the knockup. The burn! Fnatic get Baron at 21 minutes. They get a kill onto Jankos as well. Now, Caps is late to the party, but do they want the fight? Baron and a kill to Fnatic.
It's so hard to chase down G2 if you are Fnatic here. And Fnatic, they still have cooldowns. They're not even resetting right now. They're running up into this top lane. Rekkles has teleport. They have a huge wave to work with.
Oh, Wonder almost regretted that decision. Hilly comes flying in, gets a knock-up. Nemesis chases him with the gates. Now, luckily, the rest of G2 were in place to chase down this one. I was waiting to see if Caps wanted more. There's pressure in the top lane while Perks is pushing mids.
What a great Baron from Fnatic. Ultimately, that play has now swung the momentum heavily in their favor, but G2 are looking for a fight. The stun comes through, but the Black Shield will block.
Oh, Hilly dashes over the wall, and remember, this is Fnatic punishing G2's aggressive plays earlier, committing those TPs for the chasers, and then the overextensions. Fnatic come back and find a window to steal Baron away.
It's also so hard, especially in a game like this with so many teleports, with so many globals, to keep track of those cooldowns. And they were able to do it. They saw Caps in the bottom lane who didn't have TP. They knew he did not have that spell, and that's why Fnatic immediately commit to the Baron. They have the Mountain Drake on top of it. All the pieces fell into place here for Fnatic to pick that up.
And this is not something we have seen from the likes of G2. The only team that has been able to challenge G2 in a best of 5 was SKT at MSI. But they are making mistakes in this series. They are being punished repeatedly by the likes of Fnatic. And with the Baron buff, Fnatic are now sieging onto the base of G2.
When was the last time G2 Esports lost a best of 5? Sure, some of you will remember. Semi-finals against Invictus Gaming. 308 days ago. Now, to be fair, they've not played that many best of 5s, right? But it sounds a lot more dramatic when you say it that way. And Fnatic right now are in a position to put G2 Esports in match point. Rekkles is landing Mystic Shot off the Mystic Shot. The barrel snipe from Broxa downtown, sending Mickey away. The tower is now in a siege. A minute left with Baron and powered minions.
And G2 don't have the wave clear to stop Fnatic from just sieging onto the base. You also have Nemesis creating pressure down towards the bot side of the map. He also has his ultimate available and could join the fight should one kick off from the side of G2.
Yeah, the rest of Fnatic is now rotating down into this bottom lane, shifting the pressure after sieging up the mid. They have 1 more minute of Baron to work with. They have 3 items on Rekkles. They are so incredibly strong at this point in the game, and they want to milk it for all it's worth.
Take a look at the minimap. Bwipo's in the mid lane. He's got teleport available to him. The rest of Fnatic are pushing. Hilly stood outside of vision. Flash quickness is available if anybody looks for a fight.
Perks has been waiting so long to finish his Infinity Edge. He's finally going to be able to walk back to base and finish that one off. While Fnatic were fighting in the top lane, were sieging down, it was Perks that was pushing mid, pushing out bot, picking up all the resources, something we see from him so many times in G2 games. He puts everything on himself, and it is now up to him, with G2 down 3,000 gold, to carry in these fights and turn the tides.
Well, the Cloud Drake was just picked up. So far this game, 6 dragons secured, not one of them an Infernal. Item check-ins, Eye Edge, Essence Reaver, Rapid Fire Cannon for Perks, Blade of the Ruined King, Frozen Fist, as well as Muramana And we're waiting for that rapid fire cannon for Nemesis. He's got himself the Zeal. That really enables this long-range pick style. But a counterpoint, Void Staff, Gunblade, and need to see Large Rod for Caps.
I just feel like in this series, Fnatic have been much better at turning a mistake from G2 into something bigger. While we've seen G2 find successful picks and kills onto Fnatic and have been doing a better job of out-skirmishing them this time round, again, we see now Yanko's caught out.
Well, he's going to survive for the time being. True Shot Barrage is available, though. That's going to tag Yankos. The rest of G2 come up. Dark Binding will tag Broxah. Barrel throws out. Perks actually flies away.
Look at him go!
Caps! How did he fly all that way down? Manages to connect. All of a sudden, Broxah is dead. Remember, he threw the ultimate out earlier. Rekkles, though, trying to fire out those mystic shots over the wall. He already used a True Shot Barrage. Bwipo's escaped with his life, and so far, it's only one down.
Caps is taking the entire game into his own hands right now, being the front line for G2, diving into that fight, hitting Broxah with the shuriken right there to end up following him down, then also trying to go a little bit further. This game, it's close. Fnatic have the lead, but G2 have the tools to try and fight them back.
So we can see here, the binding lands onto Broxah, and we get to see the pro view from Caps. He dives in, he's calling for the Shen ultimate, but he doesn't really need it, because the Shroud comes out almost immediately, and he wants to dive onto here, but he doesn't have the damage in order to find the kill onto Bwipo. And notice again that while that was a great fight for G2, they don't convert it into anything. It's not resulted in any additional objectives, which means that Fnatic still hold on to the gold lead. They still hold a 2.5k advantage, and the Baron spawns in about a minute's time. That's going to be the big breaking point for both these teams.
Well, for G2, they're playing from behind, so they need those kills and the map state to be in a position where they can take objectives. There's no Dragon, no Baron, as you've already pointed out. And Fnatic at 26 minutes, they are once again starting to push out this mid lane.
The huge cooldown to look for in 30 seconds when the Baron spawns and Fnatic inevitably move over into it. Wonder will not have his ult for another minute and a half. He won't be able to use that in the fight because he committed it to the earlier kill.
Notice how G2 was sitting on two control wards either side of mid lane looking for a flank. Caps and Wonder on one side, Yankos on the other. They were hoping that Fnatic would overextend in mid, but they don't take the bait. Their priority is maintaining control around the Baron, given that they already have a wave pushing up towards the top side. Caps is being forced to answer the bot lane, and he does have teleport. I'm looking at wards that he could potentially TP to. That one isn't going to be spotted out. The ultimate from Nemesis comes through.
All right, there's a block there from Yankos. Perks has got the black shield. He's holding onto his flash. He uses the ultimate for now. No teleport from Caps just yet.
Yeah, it was really smart timing there from Nemesis on that to get the ultimate out of Perks. Still no time on Stand United. The Glacial Prison was thrown out from Yankos as well. Broxah, he doesn't have his flash, but he does have the cast. If he can connect that onto Perks, it is almost certainly a one fight for Fnatic.
The problem for Fnatic is they're just dancing in mid lane. They're not actually forcing anything, which means G2 don't really feel any pressure. That top wave is slowly moving towards their base, whereas they've just been constantly pushing in bot. So more gold has been funneled into Caps, whereas 2, maybe even 3 waves was lost to the bot lane tower. So in that small exchange, it was G2 that actually came out on top.
And right now, Caps is 1,000 gold away from hitting his Rabadon's death cap. That is a huge power spike on this Akali, who is also close to level 16. Right now, Fnatic, they have the item advantage. They need to fight in the window of about the next minute, otherwise they just throw that away and give G2 a huge window to pop back in.
Talking about those items, QSS for Perks as well, along with the Black Shield and of course the Feather Storm Brother. A lot of tools to stay alive in this fight, and we've seen the damage he's dishing out. 4, 1, and 3, got a 600 gold bounty. He's picking up a lot of the side lane farm. And just a quick aside, while we have some time, the experience of the players in this round 2 playoff game is immense. The table I'm showing you on the left is the win percentages of European players that have over 100 games. It shows both veterancy and success. And notice Perks, Caps, Broxah, Rekkles, Wonder, 5 out of the top 10 all time are in this game right now.
And these are all Fnatic and G2 players as well. Historically, it's absolutely huge. These two organizations being in the league for so long. Now, number 1 and 2 out of the regular season. Right now, it's Fnatic on the breaking point of jumping up 2-0 in the series. This Baron is so pivotal.
The pings have now come down. Fnatic realize they have to create a point of pressure, so they're going to start this one off. The tower comes down. Akali base is looking for the teleport.
G2 this time around are in position earlier. We still haven't seen Baron HP. He's down to 6,000. Caps, he's gone back. He's recalled. shield. He's now going to start teleporting and waiting for it to start. Jankos is already in the pit. He's forced to flash out. Glacial Prison goes up, but the target's not great. Bwippo's healing so much from the Q, but his GA gets popped. Now all of a sudden, that's a gold card onto Caps. He's in trouble. He's escaped for a few seconds, but not long enough. It's traded top for mid. Destiny into Gates. Wild cards is dodged away from. Mickey will not get caught for now. He flashes over to safety. Gold card mid-air onto Wonder. Means he can't follow up. That's a two-man knockup. Perks and Jankos get caught. Instantly jumped away from Hilly. Rekkless is going forward. He's flashed in for it. He manages to take down Perks.
They got Perks, and now Broxa has Flash. They can extend if they want to. They can chase these people down for forever. Nemesis gets another kill. Fnatic are popping off, and G2 don't stand a chance.
Fnatic walk away with the team fight victory. All of G2 have just been aced, and it was the death of Caps that cemented the win. Fnatic have their eyes set on the Nexus, and they're going to go to match point against G2.
Caps, the man that left Fnatic last year, is the first one to try and save the day. But against 5 members of his former team, they will hunt him down and kill him in the base before Fnatic go 2-0.